Hey guys, Pax here, and welcome to the Notorious podcast. I am here again with That Green Man, aka Eric.
Hi.
And as you can see from our icons, we're going to be talking about Green Lanterns and our favorites and what CBR says are the best. So yeah, Eric, who's your favorite Green Lantern?
I like Kyle Rayner.
Why do you like Kyle Rayner?
Well, I like him because I think he's the best Green Lantern, and he's kind of like, in my opinion, the whole like Wally West versus Barry Allen thing, where he's the best sometimes, and then they make what's Hal Jordan the best other times, and then like it just goes back and forth. But he was like the first White Lantern. He was like very important for a lot of things. He just overall is really powerful, and everyone likes him basically. And like I think there were several times where Hal has officially stated that he was like a better Lantern than he was, and then he instantly proves him wrong or something. I don't know. But basically, like overall, like Kyle Rayner's pretty much the model Lantern.
Yeah, he's basically kind of like Wally West of Green Lanterns. However, as far as I know, he hasn't been butchered as much as Wally West right now.
Yeah, I know. Been killed multiple times.
I preferred him more as a White Lantern. So, like, I would have preferred if he stayed as that.
Also, I just remembered, I also like him because I think, if I remember correctly, he was the only Green Lantern at the time where, like, everything was going wrong, and he was, like, a last...
Emerald Twilight? Yeah, dude, I need to read that.
So
I actually have it pulled up right now.
Kyle Rayner is just, like, the best, in my opinion.
I'm going to take probably the popular opinion, which is basically the majority. I'll be honest, I don't really know much about Green Lantern. I mean, I know what they are, and I know the characters, but I haven't really been into that as a kid, basically.
Yeah, and I don't know the individual characters, but I know how they work together, and they're like not character arcs.
We know the gist of everyone. Like Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner is like the hothead kind of jokester type. Honestly, I would prefer... my favorite Green Lantern is probably Hal Jordan, mainly because I'm exposed to him, and in Injustice 2, man, I love Steve Blum, man. That guy is one of the best voice actors I know. And
I remember...
I just really like how he, like... Especially, I just really like his arc in Injustice 2, especially with the Green Lantern stuff. And Injustice 1, so it's worth checking out.
I remember one of the, like, coolest scenes he did that everyone liked him for was when he like just had so much determination, he just built his own Green Lantern ring. So
yeah, he also did that.
Fair.
Anything you want to add, Eric?
Or Hal Jordan, or in general?
In general.
Well, in general, I mean, because Hal Jordan's been in more like storylines because he's just the main Green Lantern people know. But
even DC categorizes him as the main Green Lantern. Like if you check their encyclopedia, his like entry is called Green Lantern. Every other Green Lantern has their own name except for him, like including Alan Scott.
Yeah, but so Kyle Rayner, I think, is like he's also been in a lot of big events. He was also a very important part because he was also very important, and I'm pretty sure Blackest Night because he became the White Lantern. And he was the first ever we saw.
I don't know. I have horrible memory, but I don't really think he was that. It was after it was probably in Brightest Day. Actually, no, it was later on. Like the first White Lantern was actually Sinestro. So.
Because one was Kyle Rayner.
No, it was Sinestro. I remember reading it. Sinestro was like, "Hey, come on, give me the power," and he just became a White Lantern.
All I know is Kyle Rayner trained for it, and he like went through
I did watch that. That's why I preferred him more as a White Lantern instead of a Green Lantern.
Well, that makes sense, and he's just overall great. And again, he pulled the Green Lanterns back from like the brink of nothing. Like they literally called him out as a last resort. I don't think the comic even said like he was the best choice. I think they literally just said he's all we have. So
it's kind of like what they did in Shazam, or like in the movie, the Wizard Shazam kind of chose Billy Batson because of like necessity. Like he needed someone.
Yeah.
Like all his life, he tried to find like the perfect guy, and then there's this Billy Batson there, and he has no choice but then trust him with powers.
Batson was good enough, so he just had to.
Yeah, but like the thing about like the sorcerer Shazam was that he was trying to find like the perfect like
Yeah.
person to wield his powers, but like he had no choice because it was being
That's
like
right.
destroyed by whatever his name is,
Because also
the guy
Billy
from
Batson,
Kingsman.
like, told him how like there is no perfect pure person. So then he was
Yeah,
like, what's his name?
it's good. It's a good theme.
So yeah, so Kyle Rayner basically was the same thing where they didn't have another option, and Kyle Rayner was good enough, so they just chose him randomly. So see, and then it worked out because he was amazing, and everyone's
Yeah.
pretty sure.
If you guys want to
And
check that out, that's actually wait, let me pull it up.
Also, that's why I think they did an injustice to him in Injustice, because I'm pretty sure he was just flying back to Earth, and all of a sudden Sinestro just murders him in the middle of space.
Oh, Injustice.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh.
not even fair, because he didn't get to do anything in Injustice. He was just flying back, and he
Yeah,
was
that's
like the
what I
best Green
hate.
Lantern. All of a sudden, Sinestro just murders him.
He's basically a background character. It was like, what's going on here? Sinestro's like, I'm taking your ring, goodbye, and then he just dies.
Yeah, and then Guy had more screen time.
Well,
than
technically,
Vincent.
if they want, they could
Oh.
actually retcon that because, like, we saw him flying out in space, but he could like come back in some way. Like maybe he was rescued by like I don't know, Booster Gold.
He suffocated in space, so that's a little hard to
Well,
come back.
I feel they've retconned a lot of things in
What's his
Injustice.
name? Shepard from Mass Effect has done that before, so maybe he can survive space too.
Yeah, I mean, like if you they retcon a lot. Like if you look at Injustice, Scarecrow died in Injustice 1 comic, and he came back in the game somehow. So they can retcon a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think anyone would really like disagree with that. They bring back Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, because I think people do like Kyle Rayner. It's just he keeps getting overshadowed by Hal Jordan because everyone loves Hal Jordan.
Yeah, you kind of see him as like the underdog in a way, which I
Yeah,
kind
but
of
I think
like
Kyle
looking at
Rayner-
it.
I think Kyle Rayner is definitely like the Wally West type, where he is more powerful at times than Hal Jordan, and it goes back and forth, and there's like a competition.
Yeah.
Because he is good.
So
It's
if you
just
guys
he's never created his own ring. So
Yeah. So if you guys actually want to see the debut of Kyle Rayner and see one of the best Green Lantern stories, Emerald Twilight, you should go check out the Green Lantern 1990 run, issues 48 to 51. That really shows most of the Emerald Twilight, like the storyline as far as I know. And in 51 is actually the debut of Kyle Rayner. So you should really go check that out. The art's amazing too. You gotta love Parallax Green Lantern or Hal Jordan. All right, so now we're actually gonna read an article in CBR listing the top 10 greatest Green Lanterns ranked. The link to this article will be down in the description. It's actually out of top 20, but for time's sake, we're just gonna condense it to 10. I'm still gonna list the top 20, like the 20 to 11. I'm just gonna do it real quick right now. So number 20 is Boudica. Number 19 is Steel. It's Steel with only one E. Basically a robot. 18 is Salak. It's created by Marv Wolfman, if you guys want to check that out. Number 17 is Rot Lob Fan. A lot of these are very obscure Green Lanterns. Most of them are. It's created by Alan Moore. Number 16 is Bzzzt. This Bzzzt. He's a fly Green Lantern. Going really creative with that. Number 15 is probably Eric's favorite one. It's Green Man. His name is Green Man from planet Uxor. It's nice. 14 is Badge.
I coined it first.
Well,
I'm suing
to be fair, this probably came out long before you even were born. It looks pretty.
This
Actually,
is on
probably like
record.
2010.
I'm suing DC.
Number 14 is Badge, everyone's favorite pet Green Lantern. You always have to have that. 13 is...
He was more. I feel like he should have been higher on the list. Because didn't he like kill someone?
I don't know. All I remember is that he died. He died in
he got
Injustice.
killed.
Yeah. I was like, come on.
That's why he got killed. But what's it called?
I would have
He did,
loved.
like,
I don't know if they've done this, but they have to do a Badge, and what's the Red Lantern cat? Deathtrax or something?
the Death Star. Or
Death Star. Yeah. Badge and whatever name is Death Star. I would love to see a fight. just between those two.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but he did paralyze Superman. Like he did.
Yeah,
like,
Superboy Prime, I think. I don't know.
well, that, but also during Injustice, didn't he like stun Superman?
Yeah, but he died afterwards, which was sad.
Yeah, but still, like, see, he's way powerful. He's super powerful, and yet they just don't use him as often.
Yeah. So number 13 is Soranic Natu, or Natu, and that's Sinestro's daughter, right? Right. Yeah. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. Right.
Is it? I don't know.
It says Sinestro. It's kind of brief.
Yeah, it is. It is his daughter. I'm pretty sure.
All right. Number 12 is Liesel Pon. Not to get confused with Lele Pons, because we both actually thought it was at first glance. Lele Pons as a Green Lantern. And number 11 is Jessica Cruz, one of the newest Green Lanterns, aside with Simon Baz, which makes it on number 10. We're going to talk about it later. I actually love Jessica Cruz.
Wait, Leslie Pon is a small, intelligent smallpox virus?
Yeah.
I thought it was the woman, because I was like, wait, isn't that
it's yeah, I was like, that's why I was questioning it, like, wait a minute.
What?
That's insane,
how
though.
did they come up with this?
They got very creative sometimes. Yeah, number 11, Jessica Cruz. I really love her as the Green Lantern. I'm actually...
They should make a coronavirus Green Lantern.
They could, probably.
Or wait, no, a Red Lantern.
Do that like the Atom. Have the Atom fight off the coronavirus.
It's the coronavirus.
Yeah. So yeah, Jessica Cruz with her power ring, and we're gonna start with number 10, actually going in depth, which is Simon Baz. Simon Baz is probably one of the most obscure of the Earth, like human Green Lanterns.
Oh, yeah. But he is pretty not well known, but he is like getting more popular now.
Yeah. So Simon perhaps is okay. Yeah, he's probably, in the article it says he's perhaps the DC Universe's greatest Green Lantern. Blah 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 blah. Of course, because Jeff Johns, who wrote it, is not a subtelest writer. He has introduced stealing a car with a bomb in the trunk and getting sent to infamous extra-legal terrorist prison, Guantanamo Bay, which is a real prison. He manages to escape with the help of a newly acquired Green Lantern ring. Because the ring is created from a fusion of Sinestro and Hal Jordan's rings, it's a bit wonky. So Simon carries a gun just in case it fails at inopportune times. Wow. So it's a Green Lantern with a gun. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he uses that. But I didn't realize his ring was both Sinestro and Hal's ring combined.
Yeah. See, the more you know. He's also he's the first he's the first Muslim Green Lantern. So that's cool. They're diversifying.
All I know is I think he's cool. I like him because of the whole he's paranoid with a gun thingy, because that has come up a lot in the comics, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I like how they actually took a real scenario that some people, especially outside of America, kind of face. I remember
also inside of America.
I mean, no, this is this is Guantanamo Bay, which is outside of America.
I think he was sent out, but he also came back to the U.S. and also it's also an issue in the U.S. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but I like how there's a Muslim superhero up there. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, you want to read number 9? Because I can't read for shite.
Okay. Number 9 is John Stewart. The third human Green Lantern, John Stewart, was introduced in 1971, created by Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams. He's the Green Lantern of the DC animated universe, and he was one of DC's first black superheroes, but not the first black superhero. John Stewart... Yeah, John Stewart was a soldier.
The first black... Wait, no, never mind. Continue.
It's not the first black superhero.
I was gonna add on Jack Kirby's Black Racer was close second, being the first black superhero.
But I think they could figure that out. Also,
Was he
it
really a
doesn't.
superhero though? The Black Racer? Actually, he
So
kind of was. I don't know, I'm currently reading Jack Kirby's Orion issue, which is probably I think that's the debut of the Black Racer. Actually,
I think
it has the Black
all I
Racer,
know,
and he is black, so I think it's the first debut of him there.
all I know, Marvel's Black Panther and Falcon were like easily the first superheroes. I want that first Black Green Lantern.
Oh my
Right.
gosh,
And
it could
also
happen
he
somehow.
I don't know if he debuted in it, but he was in a politically charged story where the Guardians tasked Stewart and Hal Jordan with protecting a racist politician. And I don't think he took that well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's one of those stories in comics.
Yeah, and he also took over full time as Green Lantern when Hal Jordan gave up his position in the 1980s. And then Stewart would become the first human guardian of the universe, known as the Master Builder on the Patchwork Mosaic
Yeah,
world,
not
which we
to get
both don't know too much.
confused with the Lego Master Builder, but that would be weird to see. Like it's Jon Stewart in the next Lego movie as a Master Builder.
If Hal
I would
Jordan,
laugh my ass off seeing that.
Jordan was a Master Builder, so it's possible.
Yeah, Lego, whatever. Like who owns Lego? If you for Lego Movie 3, just have a Green Lantern in there. It's owned by Warner Brothers, so you make it happen. This will make a lot of like nerdy fans and geeks laugh.
Yeah. Anyway. And then a former architect, Stewart was the perfect caretaker for the mosaic, and he worked to forge the desperate patchwork communities of mosaic into a new society. I don't know what the heck mosaic is. It
Yeah.
sounds very important. Know anything about it.
We don't know anything about. Okay, let's look this up. Green Lantern mosaic. What the fuck is that? What the heck? Dude, this art looks stupid. What the fuck is this? Dude,
Yeah,
what the heck is going on with this picture?
I don't know. He's unlocking his third eye. It's fine.
Who is that? Is that Parallax? No, it's not Parallax. It can't be.
Probably.
No, it can't be.
I mean, Jordan.
That looks so stupid.
Jordan just shot him.
He's like getting impaled in the brain. He's like, ugh. I'll take it like a man. No blood. PG.
I still don't know what mosaic is. It's very
No, mosaic is an
confusing.
art piece. If you're saying mosaic.
Well, no, mosaic, like the word is an art piece, but it sounds like he built a whole new either world or like reality or something.
All right, plot synopsis. Green Lantern Hal Jordan, investigating the disappearance of Evergreen City on Earth, discovers that Appa Ali Apsa, the lone remaining guardian left behind after his brother left our dimension, has been driven insane by loneliness. For companionship, Apsa has been uprooting cities from all the worlds he has visited and transporting them to the planet Oa, creating a patchwork known as the Mosaic World. So it's like a crazy guardian, basically. This is kind of irrelevant. Okay, if we made a Green Lantern Corps, what would we call it? The colorless Corps. So what are we, like the black? Or like the gray lanterns?
Or like the what's it called? Other lights that aren't, what's it called? On the visible spectrum.
We're those lights, yeah. We're LED lights. That's what
Like,
we are.
yeah, we're like, what's his name?
Ultraviolet, but that's a thing already. All right. Anyways,
But
back to Green Lantern.
Wait, I know what we are.
What are we? Oh shit! We're the Microwave Corps.
Exactly.
Hey guys, welcome to the Microwave Corps. What's our color? Actually, no. What's our theme though? As a Microwave Corps, what's our like
radiation?
Radiation. It's not even an emotion. It's just radiation.
Radiation.
If you have radiation poisoning, come to our core. We take everyone.
Yeah, sickness could be an emotion, maybe if you're feeling.
It's a feeling.
Sick.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
Anyway,
this is the Microwave Corps. We're here talking about Jon Stewart. So as I said, Jon Stewart's probably your favorite if you watch the DC animated universe, since he was basically the Green Lantern of that show. I remember there was actually a brief appearance of Hal Jordan there also, but that was like an alternate universe thing that they did. So yeah, unfortunately, don't crucify me for saying this, but I wasn't really interested in the Justice League show. I remember seeing it air when I was younger. However,
I watched the Justice League show.
Yeah, I don't really like it. I was that one kid who would watch like Yu-Gi-Oh on like Saturday mornings, Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball, and like that's all I'm done.
I watched that and Ben 10 and a bunch
of but Ben 10. Memory. Oh man, I do remember the DC block on Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
I should have watched that a lot more.
I like Ben 10. Ben 10's great.
Young Justice was amazing, albeit I wasn't really interested when I was like I wasn't interested in that back then, mainly because I didn't know what was going on. But now I'm more like knowledgeable in DC, so I really love the show. Ben 10 was amazing too, but now it's shit. It's all shit right now. Like Ben 10. They dumbed it down for kids way too much.
Yeah, because now they're making bad choices, but before it was great.
I'll be honest, I was okay with Omniverse, but they just rebooted the whole thing and like, who cares?
Because Omniverse in the end expanded Ben 10 more. Now I think they're just going back to like the original Ben 10, but making
it's kind of like kids. A new universe. Yeah, basically, someone like flashpointed everything, and everything changed. All right, anyways, we're getting sidetracked again. So yeah, that's Jon Stewart. Eric, why do you hate? Okay, so before I talk about what I was gonna say, so basically, if you're watching CW, especially Arrow, and if you watch the ending, you probably saw the scene where Jon Diggle, when like a meteor thingamajig crashed, and basically it kind of hinted John Diggle in that show is becoming the next Green Lantern. Either that, or maybe it was Kryptonite, and he's probably the next bad guy in Supergirl.
It came in a box, so I don't think it would be a Green Lantern ring.
Well, you never know. Maybe there was a body there. I heard he appeared in Flash, but I don't think they talked about that. So you never know. Maybe there was a dead body out of there that exploded, and that ring just popped out.
Oh, sure. It was in a box. He opened
maybe Abin Sur was a box. He was the body.
Green Lantern rings never come in a box.
Kryptonite. I mean, it could have been a lead. Yeah, it could be Kryptonite. I mean, lead box. That could be a theory. Next villain. All right. So, Eric, why do you hate John Diggle as a Green Lantern? Some people love that, but Eric here just despises it.
Oh, some people also don't like it because it just doesn't fit his character at all.
But in Jon Stewart, before he was a Green Lantern, he was basically, I think he was like from military descent also.
Yeah, but first off, he was also an architect, and John Diggle only knows the military. Anyway. But so yeah, because John Diggle, the whole point of him is that he's the most like lost in all of the supernatural, superhero-y stuff, and he just wants to be a normal soldier, like fighting crime. Because that's why, like when he first met the Flash, like they did the whole silly thing where every time he saw him, he just kept being like, "You're fast," and he just kept being stunned and stuff. So he's the most like down to earth. He doesn't understand supernatural stuff. And Green Lantern is literally the one superhero that always flies around space dealing with like emotional colors and the non-visible light spectrum and blah, blah, blah. Just be absolutely like out of his zone completely.
So your argument is that it was just kind of forced because from the fans kind of forcing it into him, basically?
Also because like, the whole point of him is that he like not is in love with Oliver, but like he is very dedicated.
Yeah, he was in love. It was like Paul McCartney and John Lennon. Love right there.
Now he's like super dedicated to his family. So, like Hal Jordan, he became a Green Lantern, but he also lost everyone. So that like everyone he loved, technically. So then like
I mean, they could do that somehow.
Yeah, maybe. But now like John has two kids, a wife, and like everything he could ever ask for, so like it wouldn't make sense for him to just become the Green Lantern.
His whole thing was that like remember like in the finale he said that Oliver's kind of like work isn't done yet, and so he might carry that into like other places because he knows Star City is good, so he moves to another place, maybe Coast City or Metropolis.
Yeah, but
and he could do stuff there.
space.
Hmm?
He moves into space because that's basically what Green Lanterns usually
No, there could
do.
be threats going out. Who knows? Maybe Abin Sur did
Yeah,
like retreat to Earth, and maybe there's like other like kind of cores.
yeah, but because then if they make a Green Lantern base like on Earth, then that wouldn't make sense. So they obviously gonna make it like
Yeah, but it
space
could start
related.
out on Earth.
Yeah, but
Kind
then
of
it's
be like
still
he gets the ring, he puts it on, and kind of like actually not maybe not put it on, but like he gets the ring. Some people like some from bad guys from like other planets, they go to Earth trying to get it back, and he basically this folds off into that, and they could do that.
because it still doesn't fit his character, and it just doesn't make sense.
Yep,
And
I
also
don't think he
people
should
will
go
be
to
happy-
Earth though. I don't think he should go to space because that's gonna probably
Also, because they
the
also
budget's
hinted
low.
at the
Can't do that.
yeah, because that's the name Hal Jordan already. So I think people
Well,
will
they
be
could
happy.
retcon that. No, but they're doing an HBO. Okay, that's the thing. They're doing an HBO Max show about Green Lanterns, and
Yeah, but
as
they
far as
might
I know,
make
I don't think he's gonna be David Ramsey, the actor who's playing John Diggle, is gonna be in that show. So
that's why.
he
So
might
I
just
don't
join
think-
Supergirl, maybe. I don't know.
So I think that was just like a last minute like
But they
'Cause they-
hinted towards it. They got to deliver. No one likes that.
it's hint. It's just I think people just like or that was the last minute like here you go kind of thing. I don't think they're actually gonna do anything with it.
What, he gets the ring, and you're like, that's it. No more David Ramsey. He's just gone.
Because we don't even know if it is a ring. So then it's like,
He was snapped out of existence by Dr. Manhattan. It's like, oh, you don't belong in this show.
doesn't make sense. Also, like if he ever met Sinestro, that also would make sense because, I mean,
They could
basically
they
it's
could
more-
change it. I mean, CW is like their thing. You even said like in changing like the meta and like characters, how they're portrayed.
That's why because like I feel like it just wouldn't make sense for John Diggle to become John Stewart Green Lantern because that's just not completely who he is. He's more of a down to earth, just like because again, a lot of the time he just shoots people with a gun.
I kind of want to do like a Reddit poll now. Do you prefer this? Yes or no? Well, if you guys watching this video, do you prefer John Diggle as a Green Lantern? Put it in the
So
description.
I think John
Yes or
Diggle,
no?
like they what's it called? Because like I think John Diggle's set now as a character, so then
No, we're talking about this way too much.
with him as the Green Lantern, then they might ruin him as a character, and then it might not end well. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think that's how
So
Felicity started fine, and then bad things happen. But
yeah,
then now I think people like her again.
I don't know. I mean, people just want the character to live in some sort of way. Like all
but not as
they've grown
Green
attached to that character for a long time, and they've already lost Green Arrow.
That's
And
why. So I think some people are
This
saying
is-
like maybe they could make like a Diggle show because a Diggle show would definitely like work. It would make sense because I've heard some people
Oh,
say
man.
like they rather have a Diggle like show than have the Canaries.
Diggle and Grayson. Imagine a Diggle and Grayson.
Just like a Diggle show where he's basically another Oliver but different.
Yeah, I would love to see Diggle and Grayson with Spiral. That'd be nice. But we already have a
Yeah.
Dick Grayson, and you either love him or hate him. It's a show, also. Anyways, number 7. That took way too long. So number 7 is Sodam Yat. I don't know who this guy is, but he reminds me of Rick Grayson, kind of. I don't know. Maybe it's just the
You
hair.
skip the guy. Or
Oh
you skip
shit!
the thing.
Wait. Okay, number 8. My bad. I was. Our conversation was so long that I was like eyeing that and accidentally skipped it. Number 8 is Mogo, the Living Planet. So Mogo is another of Alan Moore's creation. Mogo got an entire story dedicated to it. So it's a sentient planet. Little is known about Mogo's origin or how it came to hold a Green Lantern ring. In its first story, it is revealed that Mogo's gravitational field would wreak havoc on any planet it tried to visit. Hence, it's absent from Green Lantern Corps meetings on Oa. I like how they put kind of like a science thing there. I was always like kind of wondering, like the effects of Mogo, especially when traveling.
I don't think a living planet's gonna go to the conference and be like, "Hey guys,
It's like, "Hey,
and
what's
everyone
up,
gets
man?" Although initially a one-off character who made occasional appearances, he would rise to much greater prominence later on when Jeff Johns took over a Green Lantern line. With the resurrection of with the resurrection of the Green Lantern Corps, Mogo would become a training and recreation planet for Green Lanterns.
Yeah. How do you slap a Green Lantern ring on a living planet?
I don't know. They got like a huge. I don't even know. Maybe it's like in the core of it, in the core of Mogo. Maybe the Guardians were like, "Hey, you know what? We need a planet." No one has ever done that.
Maybe the Guardians just made like a,
Like, you know what? Marvel has Ego, so we need a planet guy who's a good guy this time. And they're like,
Maybe-
yeah, Mogo.
maybe the rings are just a one size fits all kind of thing.
I mean, then again, some big villains joined Sinestro Corps. I believe Starro was part of Sinestro Corps, and also in Injustice 2, he was a Red Lantern. So
maybe
he maybe just ate the ring and he became a Green Lantern.
Kilowog has giant hands compared to Hal Jordan, and they both have the same ring. I'm pretty sure.
I think like it shapeshifts because if you think about it, there's a fly Green Lantern, and how I think it's kind of like in Ben 10 where like it fits your hand.
It's a one size fits all kind of thing.
Which makes sense. So yes, oh shit, I'm looking at this. That's Mogo. He's amazing. I love him. He's just kind of there really, but he's nice.
He's
you know?
really powerful.
Yeah, he's very powerful.
Yeah. Remember one time they just blasted, I think it was Superman with...
Yeah, in Injustice, that was amazing. Unfortunately, he did die in Injustice.
Yeah,
which is
Superman's
sad.
just too powerful.
Superman just brought him to the sun, just like pushed him inside there. And that's the end of Mogo in that. But he's nice to see. I would love to see him a lot more in like crisis events. Just like somehow be there fighting it off.
Well, because that wouldn't make sense, because he can't exactly fight. He would just have to hover and just blast.
Yeah, he could blast. Yeah, he could do this blast attack.
They get to Earth for him to blast Superman, because doesn't he still have a gravitational pull?
Yeah, that's a thing that no one questions. It's comics, okay? It just looks cool. Just accept it, okay? Hey, this is a universe with magic also, so you could probably debate. Maybe it's like a magic thing they did.
I don't think it's magic. I don't think.
Yeah, just magic.
He's just a living planet.
How did it happen? Magic.
I don't think the giant planet Mogo is gonna become the Sorcerer Supreme and then just like do.
They gotta do that, man. I heard they're doing like a Marvel versus DC comic thing again. Do Mogo versus Ego. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All right, number 7 is Sodom Yet. There we go. So one of Alan Moore's last creations, Sodom Yet was first introduced in the story that would go on to form the basis of a large part of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern epic. A Daxamite, which is a race of all-powerful, it's a race with all the powers of Superman. He was described as the ultimate Green Lantern. Despite his great power and impressive title, he was still prophesied to die in the final destruction of the Green Lantern Corps. While Moore planned to use Yet in his proposed but never published Twilight of the Superheroes, Sodom Yet would go on unused until Jeff Johns brought him in the Green Lantern epic 30 years later. I don't really know much about Sodom Yet. He's very obscure again.
How is he as strong as Superman?
Apparently, Superman is basically, his race is all powerful, so I guess that makes sense. Basically, his whole race is all powerful, though.
He's apparently weak to lead, and he held his own against Superboy Prime.
I don't really see him that much right now, though. He's just there, I guess. We don't really know much about Ion. Or is his name Ion?
That powerful.
He's the ultimate Green Lantern. Yeah, he's that powerful. Unfortunately, I don't think DC has any plans for him yet. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, and he also regenerates and becomes more powerful with Yellow Sun.
Yeah, he's one of those overpowered superheroes that they bring and then probably just kind of forget after a while.
I think DC wanted to make a Green Lantern Superman without making a Green Lantern Superman, so they were like, let's just make this guy.
Yeah. He was with he fought against Superboy Prime, so that was a while ago.
Yeah, and he apparently held his own until he was weak to lead.
Wow. Basically, Superman, Green Lantern, Superman. All right, number 6. Do you want to read this, Eric?
I
give you the honor.
Well, you can read this one.
Wow, I see how it is, man. This is the man right
you
here.
Know what the is.
What? Okay. Number 6 is Kilowog. Created in 1986 by Steven Englehart and Joe Staton. I'm butchering everything. Kilowog is an essential part of Green Lantern Corps, acting as the drill instructor for Rookie Lanterns. I can't talk right now. Every currently active Green Lantern was trained by him in some capacity. From the basics of controlling the ring to more advanced construct and willpower application, Kilowog demonstrates probably the greatest mastery of the ring, second to the virtuosus. Is I saying that? Virtuosos? Virtuosos. Virtuosos. Like Sinestro. Beyond that, his intimidating stature and great strength made him a powerful warrior with or without the ring. Kilowog was also briefly relocated to Earth, even aiding the Justice League for a time. Yeah. And so, yeah. As a Green Lantern, reading that, you can probably see it, the basis. He's the drill instructor.
He was killed by Hal Jordan.
Where?
Emerald Twilight.
Yeah, I mean, Hal Jordan he killed a lot of people. So
Hal Rayner and Ganthet revived him. Yeah,
it's intense. But he's like the staple of Green Lantern Corps. Like he's always there. He's like one of the core members. He's kind of like Alfred in a way. Like he's essential to like the Green Lantern Corps as Alfred is essential to the Bat family. Like without him, what?
He was the only alien Green Lantern able to resist the control of Rogue Guardian Corona.
Corona? Oh, Corona. Yeah, he withstood the coronavirus. That's intense, man.
Right.
All right, Eric, do you want to do number 5? I know you're pretty angsty to do this.
Okay, we just go.
Yeah, you want to do number 5? Yeah.
Well, first off, look at that smile.
Look at that guy.
It's like the only Green Lantern with an actual like mask, like not just a little cloth eyeball thing. He has like a full on.
I mean, that's his whole thing. He's an artist, so he has probably the most creative mind. Which now thinking of it, really like staples him as one of the best Green Lanterns because of his like creativity.
That's why he's the best. Because
I still preferred him as a White Lantern. Okay, he had everything.
I prefer him in general, as in like the best Lantern.
All right.
Okay, so.
Yes, snort that green stuff.
So, number 5 is Kyle Rayner. Kyle Rayner is the 4th human Green Lantern. After Hal Jordan's slaughter of the Green Lantern Corps and destruction of the Central Power Battery in Emerald Twilight, the Guardian Ganthet escaped with the last working ring. He gave it to Kyle, at first for no apparent reason beyond right place, right time, saying, "You will have to do." Yeah, see, I was right.
Yeah, he's like,
he just chose him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so literally he was just like, "Well, you'll do." And then Kyle was like, "Okay."
So Kyle would spend several years as the only Green Lantern in the universe, joining the Justice League and Grant Morrison's JLA. Later, he would ascend to near godhood as Ion, absorbing the energy left by Hal Jordan and Earth's sun in the wake of Final Night. Well, so he became a bad guy, right? I remember that, actually. He kind of became a bad guy, right?
Kyle Rayner?
Wasn't he? He was controlled by Parallax, I think. He might have been.
Yeah. Well, all I know is, see, that's another thing I really like about Kyle Rayner is because it says, later he reveals that Kyle was not chosen because he is fearless, but because he both feels and can overcome great fear.
Yeah, so like he was kind of like the underdog in a way, because like he wasn't really chosen by anyone. Like he was just chosen as a last hope. kind of thing.
Yeah, but also that's why Kyle Rayner I think is cool because every other Green Lantern is supposed to like not feel fear and overcome like great fear. But Kyle Rayner was chosen because he can feel fear but
Yeah.
still overcome.
And that's why
So-
I'm saying he's a great White Lantern, because like he feels all the emotions the
Oh,
most
that's
out of
why
everyone.
I think in general he's just the best. Again, not just White Lantern. I think he's
Alright.
just the best Lantern.
Anyways,
He's
Green
the best.
Lantern 1990, issue 51. Check that out
Let's
if
see
you want to
what
see
else.
Origin. I think we should just move on
Yeah,
right
and
now.
also he became Ion apparently.
Yeah. So he became
he
kind of
became-
crazy after a while, because everyone
So-
does sometime. All right, number 4, Sinestro. So these final 4 entries were a bit hard to rank. After all, who could really be said to be the best? Sure, Hal Jordan is called the greatest Green Lantern of all time, but so is Sinestro. And the other 2 entries are certainly no slouches.
I disagree.
Yeah, it's kind of biased.
I know the other 2. I disagree.
Yeah, with number
At
1.
least I disagree with one specifically.
Yeah,
and that's
but you guys probably already guess who it is. He doesn't really fit
don't-
with everyone else.
I agree.
So we'll just toss them all in a pile and let you, the readers, the viewers, decide which one's the best. The first, okay, so basically, throughout the years, Sinestro would harry the corpse as a villain. This is our first time doing this kind of format. So he would harry the corpse as a villain. I don't even know Harry was used as like kind of that word. Anyways, during Emerald Twilight, he was reinstated as a Lantern and as the last hope of defeating a griefed, crazed Hal Jordan on his unstoppable rampage towards Oa. He even created his own Lantern Corps, which is of course Sinestro Corps, harnessing the yellow light of fear. After Sinestro Corps war, what do you want? What do you want?
Oh, 'cause by the way, Harry means to harass. So
Yeah, he was like a bully, basically. He was kind of
harassing
bully, yeah. Because Green Lanterns
Harry
were weak
Potter
against
means to
Yellow.
harass his pot.
He's
Harry
like the
Potter
big
means to
bully.
harass his pot.
Anyways, so throughout the rest of so his alignment shifted more heavily towards anti-hero, frequently allying him with Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns throughout the rest of Jeff Johns' epic. He would even regain a Green Lantern ring once in a while, after Hal lost his. So I like that. I mean, the relationship with Sinestro and Hal Jordan is one of the best, in my opinion, in like DC. I mean, DC's villain relationships are always amazing. You got Joker, Lex Luthor. It's nice. You want to add it on anything?
No, I'm just looking at the next one and I'm getting madder.
You're getting madder. He's getting madder Hatter. Oh, look how I would get angry. Next guy, I see what you're talking about. I would feel anger, and I mean for this one I would feel fear. So again, as a Green Lantern, I guess he was actually a good Green Lantern. He was skilled.
Sinestro was pretty good.
Yeah,
He was like the most trusted along with like Kilowog before he
But-
turned.
as like I prefer him as a Yellow Lantern. He has his
So,
own
what-
core. So
Wasn't he like? Didn't later on we learn he was like the first one to learn about the ultraviolet?
Yeah, he was also the first White Lantern. So that's nice.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but
No,
yeah,
I know. I
apparently.
read Blackest Night. He
Okay, then,
was
yeah.
like he basically told the entity, like the white entity, "Hey, give me powers, make me a White Lantern." And he's
I
like,
still
"Yeah,
like
screw
the
it." why
Kyle
not?"
Rayner way.
Yeah,
of,
that's
like,
why.
Lantern because he trained with. Wait, how did he train with Parallax? Or not Parallax? What's his name? The guy who's like Greed.
Guy who's green, who Green Man?
Oh, not Green. Greed.
Greed. Larfleeze.
Yeah, because he literally had one.
Larfleeze
ring
is
and-
weird. Sometimes he's like an ally, and most of the times he's just like he's greedy. Okay.
Well,
Kinda weird.
how did he get the?
He
ring?
also had like
Did
that
he-
the greed construct. I forgot his name. There's like a small like kind of like animal. That was nice.
Yeah. So did Kyle Rayner just feel a lot of greed and then become like was that good enough? Because how'd he get the ring and stuff?
I don't know. Okay, you mean He had all the
Like
powers basically. I mean,
all the
he
other
spent time
emotions.
with Star Sapphire with
Well, because
whatever her
all
name
the
is.
other emotions make sense if you like force it, but you can't force greed. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, greed is kind of like an emotion. You feel
Yeah, but you
greedy.
can't force it, and you can't like steal the ring from him because he only has one ring, and he's the most like likely to hold on to it. So
Yeah, emotions get weirder. I mean, love, it's alright. Anyways,
yeah, but like
yeah, I
very
prefer him
confusing.
as a Sinestro. I prefer him as a. Actually, even Sinestro only had the White Lantern thing about Sinestro was very brief. I
Yeah,
think they actually went more in depth with the new Dark Multiverse comics. They did like a kind of like a what if scenario with Blackest Night. But yeah, I prefer him more as a Yellow Lantern. And the
yeah.
White Lantern thing was very brief. So, all right, Eric, number 3. You can just go
Okay.
on. Go at it.
Number three. Number three is why I don't trust CBR with stuff about this.
Yeah, take this with a grain of salt, okay? Whatever we're reading, we don't really agree with this that much.
Yeah, this is CBR. So what's it called? So for number three, I'm gonna read this word for word. So it says, and I quote, "We were very, very tempted to put Guy Gardner at number one. After all, he is one of the best Green Lanterns of all time." That just shows you already how I don't know. Unless we're wrong, but I don't think CBR knows exactly what the point of him is.
Why? Because you
But
think he's just like kind of like a comic relief character, right?
not comic relief, but the whole point of him is he's kind of like a joke, where it's like
Well,
no
how
one.
I see him, yeah, he's kind of jokey, but he was supposed to be this. Well, as a
No, not
standpoint, he was supposed to be a successor to Hal Jordan
it's
or
not
Alan Scott.
jokey. I mean, like, his character, him, because like we have seen a lot of times where like other Green Lanterns look down on him, they like pick on him.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
right
like,
now
oh
he's become a joke character, but back then he was supposed to be kind of like a successor.
yeah, but still, like, because Guy Gardner, like, he's very arrogant, he's hot headed, he doesn't think straight.
No, but the thing about it,
Like,
yeah, they have all of that about him, but the thing is, like when you get deep down, he's still kind of like a serious guy with like a lot of willpower.
well, that's why, but like a lot of times he's not, and that just shows, like, because again, they've written him as like once in a while he gets serious, but the rest of the
Yeah,
time he's just like,
exactly.
hey, let's just do this, and then bad things happen.
And plus,
So basically,
a lot of people,
he's a joke.
especially me, prefer him as a Red Lantern. Like he's always hot headed too, so it would make
Yeah,
sense as him to being
and
a
also,
Red Lantern.
yeah, and also I remember in Injustice from like how Jordan killed him, or at least cut his arm off. He outright said like, "You were the worst Green
No,
Lantern."
yeah,
I'm
even
pretty sure.
even Superman said it. Superman was like, "Fuck you, you know, you're pathetic.
So
Get out of my
yeah,
way."
like I think Superman was like, "Oh, out of everyone, they sent Guy to talk to me."
Yeah, he was kind of a joke. Even in I don't know, in Young Justice, he's alright. I mean, he's kind of a jokester still. He's just yeah, he's basically there.
That's
He's
fine,
basically
because like
like the staple Green Lantern for Young Justice.
I feel like he's supposed to be like a joke green, like a joke character, where it's like if anything serious was sent his way, he just
Yeah,
crack on the or something, or
but
fail,
he's kind of
and
like the
that's just
joke
the
character
whole
in
point.
Young. He's like the Merc of the Mouth, but DC version. Kind of
Yeah, I'm
like
pretty sure.
the
Well,
Lantern with
no,
the mouth.
because how I see him is I don't think he jokes around, but again, every other character just does not take him seriously in any way. Like I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure. I'm pretty sure when
he's kind of like an
the I forgot
underdog
their
if you
name.
look at it.
Yeah, Jessica Cruz and Simon
Baz.
Baz. Yeah, Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. I'm pretty sure when they first joined, even like when they first met Guy, they like didn't take him seriously, and they
Yeah,
first joined.
I would
So
love to
it's like,
see like a comic with uh Guy Gardner and Guy Gardner, Blue Beetle, Ted Core Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold. Just have like a trio of like underdogs. That would be amazing. Make it happen. Blue, gold, and green.
yeah, like see, okay, so from what it says in the CBR thingy, like at first maybe he was written pretty good and like supposed to be serious and stuff, but I know for a fact like after a while he just became like the Green Lantern no one took seriously. Like I'm pretty sure like Kilowog just absolutely hated
Yeah,
him and stuff.
they like I believe like at a time they sent him to like a kind of like it was like a comic book where like they had like less popular heroes were like aided by Batman, like a leader, and so they kind of just pushed him aside over there too. So not even DC kind of treated him well, especially since like when he took over, I think like the ratings dropped, the comic ratings. So yeah. All right, number 2. Holy shit, this guy's insane. So Hal Jordan is number 2. Here he is, the greatest Green Lantern. But wait, you say this is only the number 2 entry. Surely the greatest Green Lantern would be number 1. Well, don't worry, don't you worry, reader. You'll get there. Yes, Hal Jordan is the greatest Green Lantern in the Green Lantern Corps. His willpower and ability to overcome great fear are unparalleled. Although he had to go through some incredible falls from grace before that became true. Created in DC's explosion into the Silver Age, Hal Jordan was introduced alongside the Green Lantern Corps. He would later destroy in events of Emerald Twilight, as we stated like the 20th time. He became Parallax. After his death, rebirth, and redemption, Hal regained his status as one of the greatest Green Lanterns, standing out on the front lines against various threats that began to emerge in the prelude to Blackest Night and beyond. He stood toe-to-toe with Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern, and the Red Lantern Corps. He even briefly became a White Lantern during Blackest Night and commanded Necron, who ruled the Black Lanterns. His sheer willpower grants him incredible strength, and while his constructs are simple, they're eminently effective. So yeah, Hal Jordan is probably like the staple face of the Green Lantern Corps. Like as I said earlier, in DC's encyclopedia, his name is Green Lantern. Meanwhile, every other Green Lantern has their own name, so you can see that DC favors them a lot.
Yeah.
So Eric, are you okay with this? I mean, do you think he should have been number 1?
I mean, depends, because the more I think about number 1, the more I see where they might be coming from.
I feel like it's biased, because like I feel like they had like an obligation to put him. Well, we're gonna talk about it later. Number 1, you probably know it's already Alan Scott, but yeah.
Yeah, because the other guy, because he fought without, because I don't think there was a Corps back then. So yeah, he was like
he was like
himself.
He kind of had like a genie, like the Guardian was kind of like a genie.
Yeah, well, Hal Jordan had to like work with others to become as great as he is, so I can see why they.
Yeah, and in Hal Jordan's run, like what his debut, it introduced the Green Lantern Corps. So like everything we know about Green Lantern today came out of Hal Jordan. Like before that, it was like magic and something else.
And also, I think they just keep writing him as more overpowered and powerful the further we go on. Because I'm forgot the ring where he didn't have his ring, and he was like, what I forgot this like situation he was in, but he just gained so much determination and willpower. He just crafted his own ring.
Yeah, he did that. I think alongside with Sinestro also, right?
I forgot what was going on, but I think it was like something that was sapping his like willpower or something. Like
we don't know much about that, but.
Yeah, and he was like, "You think my ring gives me willpower or something?" And he just like gets so much willpower, he just crafts his own.
Some people might say that's stupid, but it seems kind of cool because like it shows that like he's the most like he has the most willpower enough to create a ring.
Because it's cool, but it's more like stupidly broken because the whole like how much. Where'd that even come from? Like, where does his willpower even come from? Like I don't think one, so I think he just like has that much willpower.
Yeah, he's that overpowered sometimes. As every like other superhero, sometimes they're overpowered and sometimes they're just weak as hell.
A lot of the time in the comics, he's not stated as like a chosen Green Lantern or anything. He just literally was closest to the ring or something when Abin's sword died.
So wasn't he like a leader at one point? Like he became like the leader, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he was special. And also he lost his dad, but a lot of Green Lantern people have lost people so special, and yet he, I remember,
yeah. But like in a way, the Green Lantern Corps is like his life. If you kind of look at it, like outside of the Green Lantern Corps, he doesn't really have anything. I remember actually reading,
and he didn't have that determination.
I don't know if I gotta look this up again. It might have been in the Dark Side War, but I feel like Yeah, I think Batman was actually talking shit about him. He was like, "Oh, without the Green Lantern Corps, you're nothing. Like, he has nothing going with him. Like, sure, every other people like they have like love lives and other like things they want to do, but aside from him, he really has nothing out. Like at this time, I think Carol Danvers. I don't know if that's her name. Is that her name?
Yeah,
I feel like
so.
no. I feel like I don't know. I don't want to get confused with Captain Marvel, but whatever.
Oh wait,
So, yeah.
that's Captain Marvel.
Carol Ferris. That's her name.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So this time, I don't think Carol Ferris was a thing. So he really has nothing aside from the core. So he was. It makes sense that he's kind of the leader in the face of it.
Yeah, and I still have no idea where he get that willpower from. Makes
Oh, that's
sense.
one. Okay, this is kind of irrelevant. This is why I kind of like Green Lanterns a lot more than the Flash. It just comes out of nowhere. That's just something I just thought. Like if you look at the Flash, especially in the early 2000s, you look at him right now. Looking at it, you're like, oh, it's Barry Allen. No, it's Wally West. But the thing about Green Lanterns, that you can see, like, because if you look at the Flash, he could be. You never know. It could be Bart, Barry, or Wally. But if you look at Green Lanterns, you know who it is. Like, oh, that's Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner. You can like.
Yeah, but with the mask on, without the mask, it's kind of obvious because one's the redhead.
Yeah, but like with the suit, it's kind of the same, which I'm not really
But I'm
fond
pretty
of.
sure they take it off at some point.
It's like the name, the Flash. You can't really. It's like Batman, but like even in Batman, you can see the differences.
They should just have a naked Flash running around once.
Oh my
so
gosh.
they have the actual Flash.
The blur. All right, so Hal Jordan, you like this, right? Number 2. Actually, you prefer him number 2. Or where would you put him in the list?
I'd probably put him at like number 2 or 3, and then Kyle
Number 2
Rayner.
or 3. Okay, wait. Who's number 1? Actually, say that later. Who would you put number 1 later?
Kyle Rayner.
Kyle Rayner. Okay, you know.
I
What?
still think he's the best
Okay.
for the
Alright.
sheer facts of like, what he did and stuff.
Okay, number 1. Here we go. The Man Who Hates Wood. Alan Scott.
Because I was gonna say this once he came up, but I'm pretty sure for as powerful as he is, didn't he get like hit by a tree once and then got knocked into a coma?
Really? I mean, his whole weakness is wood, so like.
I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm pretty sure a villain threw a tree at him and then it hit him so hard he went into a coma for like a week.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so he's anti-environmentalist, as you can see.
Oh, that. And also he's weak to yellow. So
Yellow also. I mean, every other core was kind of weak to yellow at one time.
Yeah, well, afterwards, that's because that's what they base it off. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure originally he was the first one to be weak by yellow and wood, which makes no sense.
Yeah, it's just out of nowhere. I mean, yellow makes sense afterwards, later on, because they added more to the story, but wood? Why? Is it
Like,
anti-life or something? I don't know.
Where did the wood come from?
Like, I can
Isn't it
imagine, like, every time he sees, like, a pencil or, like, anything wood-related, he's like, oh, I can't.
Yeah,
How does he react? He's just like, whatever.
because isn't he golden? I guess maybe like wood saps magic. I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, you know what? Hopefully they explain this somehow. Did he explain it in this?
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
All right, so anyways.
Up just
Yeah, you looked it up. I'm just gonna read it off right now. All right, so some of our more I can't read. Some of our more well-read readers probably saw this one coming. Alan Scott is the original Golden Age Green Lantern, so naturally he's probably the best, right? Introduced well before the Green Lantern Corps was ever conceived, Alan Scott operates a bit differently from other Green Lanterns, drawing power from a green meteor wreathed in green flame. He became the crime-fighting Green Lantern. The ring granted him immense power, allowing him to walk through walls, hypnotize people, melt metal, and even time travel. It was hindered by its weakness to wood, however. So he was overpowered and he was weak for a stupid reason. A founding member of the Justice Society, he became one of DC's premier superheroes during the Golden Age. After entering the main DC universe after Crisis on Infinite Earths, his powers were I don't use these words. Rejiggered. You got jiggered again.
Carefully.
Shut up. He was rejiggered. Shut up. Okay. Slightly to become more magical in nature. They also vastly outstripped a standard Green Lantern's power as he didn't need to charge his ring and eventually became able to use his powers without even needing his ring. During Green Lantern Rebirth, while other Green Lanterns are controlled by the Parallax entity, Alan manages to resist it. Although the effort of doing so severely weakens him, he is later key to destroying hundreds of Black Lanterns attacking New York during Blackest Night. Also, he was in Doomsday Clock. He kind of had a thing there. Eric, so what were we looking up?
A tree with, and got knocked in coma, but apparently he also got hit by a tree branch over the head, and then also bad things happened.
Did they change his weakness, or is that still a thing?
Like the wood weakness?
Yeah.
They definitely changed it.
Okay. I was gonna say. I mean, it makes sense with like Martian Manhunter and fire and Superman with kryptonite, but like, come on.
If he comes back, maybe he's still weak to wood.
I mean, no, yeah, he's coming back. Like especially in Doomsday Clock after events, he's definitely coming back. This Woodman from Mega Man crosses over into DC and just wreaks havoc, and it immediately obliterates freaking Alan Scott. So yeah, we both don't like him as number one. We're in agreement with that, right? I'm taking your silence as a yes. So yeah, as a Green Lantern, yeah, sure, he was the first one, but what?
I'm looking something up, so I think it's lagging or cutting out.
All right. Yeah, we don't think that he's like a real Green Lantern, because the standards for as a Green Lantern kind of changed. Like it's more of as the core, and so like Alan Scott's kind of like an afterthought now if you think about it. Like he has no relation to the core, which is the majority of Green Lanterns as it is. So it kind of makes no sense for him to be number one, really. Like I would have probably put him number 3, 5. He's there, but he's not really. Did he use willpower? He probably did use willpower, but yeah. What is this? What the heck did you send?
If you click on the link, you can see for yourself.
Oh shoot. Wait, I'm gonna try to show this in the camera right now. I don't know how I can do it, but here we go. This is how you do it, man. You're just doing it on the spot. Don't edit it in. Alan Shame. Yeah, let's face it. Poor Hal Jordan has been through the ringer by the comic book blogging community. Okay, whatever. What were you saying?
Well, just show the what's his name one, the Alan Scott one.
All right, what is this? Feast your eyes upon the great Alan Scott, Green Lantern of the Justice Society. So what is that? Is that wood? He just got hit in the head by wood.
Yeah, with a tree branch, and he's.
Yeah, here's some glass. Is he weak to glass also? Huh? No. Oh wait.
Glass is.
Unknowingly, one of the assailants throw a weapon to which the Green Lantern is not immune. A glass bottle. So he's immune to glass also? What? You got like, who the fuck is that? Oddjob right there, throwing glass bottles. Okay.
Him just getting hit over the head with a tree.
What? That's an arrow. Oh yeah, it is wood though. Oh gosh, man, this is just embarrassing. All right, even though like Alan Scott was the first Green Lantern, yeah, we both don't think he's the ideal like best. Because once again, he's kind of like an outlier. He doesn't really belong to the core. And his powers is more magical, so it doesn't really represent the Green Lantern core in the mythos as it is. And so, as a Green Lantern, he's not really a Green Lantern, so that's why he shouldn't really be number one. Put him at number 5, somewhere there, but not number 1.
I don't think he deserves number 1. I don't think Guy deserves number 3 at all. But yeah, they forgot about the Guy Green Lantern. Of Earth 2. No, Guy.
Who's that?
Green Lantern of Earth 2. In the Discord.
Yeah, but can you explain who that is?
Oh yeah, it's like the whole... Because Earth 2 was like the whole alternate story kind of thing where the Trinity was fighting a Darkseid invasion, and then they all sacrificed themselves to stop it. And then basically the world went on without its heroes. and then eventually another Darkseid invasion happens, and it's a whole storyline where this Green Lantern, like the guy Green Lantern, and
Not
his
confused with the
boyfriend,
guy, but like
yeah, like so I forgot his name, but basically they get on a train and or they're either already engaged or they're about to get engaged, but then the train crashes and then the guy dies, but this guy becomes the Green Lantern. He's more connected to the Earth than the other Green Lanterns are, and it's just basically an overall really good story. Earth 2. So they forgot about him. I think he's in top 20.
oh wait a minute. Okay, so what is Badge again? Is he a badger? What is that?
The squirrel.
It's a squirrel. Okay, what? So there are 2 squirrels apparently. There's Chip. Interesting. Yeah, so apparently that's another thing to note. There's another squirrel Green Lantern named Chip. Or maybe it's the same one, you never know. Wow. Okay, so this other I'm looking at another CBR list. So apparently number 1 worst Green Lantern is Mogo. What does this have to say? So, come on, CBR. So Mogo may be incredibly important to the maintenance of Green Lantern Corps, but that doesn't mean that they're a great member in his own right.
It means they put them on top 20 best Green Lanterns and top 10 worst Green Lanterns.
Yeah, like how? So in many ways, they're totally defenseless against an outside attack, seen in the twisted continuity of Injustice Gods Among Us. It goes to show that just because you're integral to the survival of an entire peacekeeping force, it doesn't mean you're the best of them. Though it's important to note that the planet is the one responsible for assigning rings to new recruits when previous possessors pass away. Honestly, thinking about it, I mean, what makes a Green Lantern? Willpower. I don't know. So apparently in this list, Mogo's like, I think like number 8, but then this list I'm looking at right now, he's number 1 worst. It's nice.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Anyway,
Blame
apparently
Injustice.
CBR has a top 5 anime characters who could beat Hal Jordan and 5 who can't.
You know what? If you might do more Green Lantern stories because this is the year of the Green Lantern. 80 years, so you never know. You might just do a whole block about Green Lanterns. So yeah. Number 1, in my opinion, is Dawnbreaker. Okay? Dawnbreaker, there we go. Do you know who Dawnbreaker is?
I heard of him.
It's the Batman version in Dark Knights Metal.
Yeah, see, I knew it. I
don't know, I'm just saying that. He was cool,
Yeah.
okay? I mean, Batman.
don't, but we haven't seen too much from him enough.
I don't know if he died or not, but yeah.
I think he died.
Batman Who Laughs. Alright.
I forgot how he. Oh yeah, never mind. I was gonna say I forgot how he like became the Green Lantern.
Yeah,
with
he was
Hal and stuff.
overpowered. He was like absolutely scary. Anyways, guys, that's our video. If you guys agree with anything that CBR has, then well, you could let us know and CBR know. The article that we read is going to be in the description. This was nice. 80 years of Green Lantern, right there.
Ooh, there's a Green Lantern 5 great things about Emerald Twilight and 5 that sucked.
Yeah, so you could do like a whole list about this. That's why I love CBR. They just really like explore a lot of things. And there's a lot of articles, so
Really,
it's
I
nice.
think they just make a lot of articles to make a lot of articles. I've seen it.
All right. Well,
The one who puts Guy Gardner at number 3 does not deserve any praise.
yeah. Anyways, it's all in your interpretation, honestly.
They said one of the bad things about Emerald Twilight was it's only 3 issues.
You know,
Not a
I haven't
complaint.
read it, but I was kind of astonished. I was like, really? That's it? 3 issues? I was at the
This is
comic
how-
store today, and they're like, I asked for like the Emerald Twilight trade paperback, but I realized it was actually part of like the whole volume, and I was like, it's only 3 issues, really?
But that's just like how the story is. That's not a complaint. That's like if someone said Endgame.
Okay, it depends. Like I haven't read it, so because like I feel like
No,
the
I
guy's
know, but, like,
complaint is that it could have been a lot better if they diversify. If they like expanded a lot more in the story, it could have been better. But
I think
I don't know.
also
I'm reading it right now, actually, so
it's
I'll,
like
I'll,
if
I'll
you
be the
said
judge of
and
that. All right. So in the description,
like saying-
okay, right now, me editing in the future. Well, did it have to be more, or was it okay? Right now, boom, right there. That's my future, thought in this say right here. All right.
It said number 5, or it says one of the like things that sucked about Emerald Twilight was corrupted hero. Point of the book.
Injustice. Okay. All right. So that's basically it. Let's just kind of close this. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys liked this podcast. It's pretty lengthy. Probably condensed to like 45 minutes. If not, then I'm going to slap myself. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys liked the video. Be sure to drop a like if you want more. We're going to do a lot more DC content. Maybe a bit of Green Lantern later on. Because Green Lantern is one of those things I'm really interested right now. It's Green Lantern and basically the whole mythos with New Gods and Apocalypse. So yeah, guys, hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you guys on our next video. Peace.